Well, hi everyone. How are you? I'm doing fine. Got a cat today. I'll show you Soda in a minute. It just got sunny outside, but I have been just so tired and cold today. I think it's my fibromyalgia acting up. It does that sometimes. So I probably should have gone downtown because it's sunny and not raining. But here we are. Here we are. I may be freezing, but that is. Hey, Susan, how are you? Hey, I need to. Now that I see you here, hold on a second. While I'm thinking about it, I need to make you a managing mod. Let me try something for a minute. There we go. Look at you, Susan. You can now turn on subscriber only mode. Yes, I'm sure. I am positive. You and Sunrise and Fluffer Squirrel. So I had a long talk with Ellie, the Queen of Moderation, today, and she suggested that I should have subscriber only mode on with a 0-second time for how long you have to wait to subscribe all the time. And there is apparently okay. Now I think I did. Yay! Very cool. Very cool. How's everybody today? Does anybody want to see the cat? He's already laid down. He doesn't want to show off today. We are going to study some sociolinguistics today. Like, we'll be studying, that's all we're studying this quarter is sociolinguistics. Let me look and see what I need to accomplish tonight. Tomorrow is the 1st of May, guys. May Day. Well, there's 4 of you here. Who's here, you guys? Hi. Come on out of lurking and say something. I don't bite. I'm just fatigued today. It's not tired. It's just deeply, deeply fatigued. Buenos tardes, Cubana Chica. How are you? It's so nice to see you. We have got a bunch of homework to do. We need to read this article. We are going to read 2 articles, and I will drop the links for each below. It's overcast and threatening thunderstorms. Oh, hi, Lisa. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. You're back. I did tell you it was supposed to be nice today, Lisa, and then the forecast changed. It was supposed to be good. It's pouring rain in Tigard. It is that it's deceptive because it is sunny here with a little peak of blue skies for a moment, but I have no idea what it's supposed to be like downtown. It is, last I checked, it is supposed to be nice tomorrow. So maybe I'll go down tomorrow afternoon after oh shit. I can't go down tomorrow afternoon. I have class tomorrow afternoon. I could be there at 4. Could I? Yeah. I work until 1. So tomorrow afternoon is going to be difficult. Thursday afternoon will work. My afternoon class schedule is really getting in the way. Okay, so that's the article we're going to read, guys. That one and another one. And four sounds good, actually. Okay, let's plan on that. I will also let hey Red, how are you? Red, can I make you a mod? Do you have the wherewithal to mod another channel? Thank you. That's why I don't moderate. Or should have been unhitted now. Okay. Sorry to hide you, Red. I didn't mean to delete all your messages. Wrong button. Are you back? It's easy to hit the wrong button. No, it wasn't you. It was definitely me. Okay, I was going to do something when I picked up my phone. I know what it was. Okay, there we go. No, it was not you, Susan. It was totally and completely me. Uh-huh. It is easy to hit the wrong button. It is easy to hit the wrong button. Red, do you remember? I don't know if you remember. I got banned once from Reese's channel. I'm sure somebody just hit the wrong button and banned me completely from Reese's channel. Excuse me, please. I didn't expect that. So let's read this news article. It is not that long. And what I'm supposed to do with this or another article, I need to write a response analyzing one or more aspects of the article or the speech events it discusses as situated language using concepts discussed in this or earlier chapters, or using concepts you've learned in earlier linguistics courses. With respect to the first, I do love Reese. It was, and Lisa, I've told this story before, but it was in the week before Reese was coming down to Seattle, and I think my camera's dirty. Hold on. Yep. It was in the week that Reese was coming out to Seattle, and I was trying to arrange her brunch meetup, and then I was banned from her channel by accident. It was horrifying. It was really scary. I didn't know. I wasn't as involved in the community. I just started live streaming. You know what, guys? Tomorrow is my 3-month anniversary. I first went out on January 31st. So today is probably my first month anniversary, but more 3-month anniversary. But look at that, 3 months. I've been doing this for 3 months, you guys. And in 3 months, I'm almost monetized. I've got more than 900 subscribers, and we're at almost 1,300 watch hours. It's amazing, you guys. 3 months is amazing. Did you know we've been doing this that long? We've been dating seriously for 3 months, y'all. Very nice. Very nice. 3 months, and 3 of the ickiest months of the year. The next 6 months of protesting should be much, much nicer. May, June, July, August, September, maybe not October, but boy, oh boy, it's going to get icky again in October. Maybe November. You figured out the watch hours. You're ahead of me, and you've been on here 2 years, but you mostly do short videos and you're not very consistent. Well, I think I got lucky and hit the algorithm a few times, Lisa, with Scientology. And Yeah, I don't know what's different. I don't know what's different. I know I've been really lucky and I really appreciate all of you. And I appreciate that you hang out for all the parts of my life. That's just amazing. You hang out for the schooling part, you hang out for the demonstrating part, you hang out for the chit-chatting part. It's so nice, you guys. It's really nice. You want to, like, I get people who come to the study chats, which is just lovely. Just lovely. So Susan and Red, I think from now on we'll do what Ellie suggested and put the chat in subscriber only mode for 0 seconds. Which I think it is. Lisa, is it, you guys, is it in subscriber only mode for no seconds? Straight up and vertical. Your stats are going up since you started doing Scientology? Good. Good. Yes, Red, that's what I hear. Ellie gave me a nice pep talk this morning. She also suggested that I should have all your phone numbers and contact information. So if you could email me your phone numbers, that would be really, really lovely. That way, yay for Ellie indeed, Red. We really love her. You'll do it? Great. Thank you. Thank you. And do you guys have sorry Lisa, moderator business. Do you guys have I can't ever remember which app it is. WhatsApp. Do you guys have WhatsApp? Only because Fluffer Squirrel is on WhatsApp, and that's basically the only way we can contact them because of them being overseas. But you do not? Okay, then we will make it work. We will make it work. My headphones just died. I hope I've been on yeah, I have been on the right headphones. Oh, Messenger might work. I'll check with her. I'll check with them. I'll check with them if Messenger works. Yeah. Messenger group chat. That's a great idea, Red. We're friends on Facebook, aren't we? Are we friends on Facebook? I can never remember anymore. I've gotten so many new friends. But yeah, if we can set up a group chat, that would be really good. Susan, you're on Facebook, right? We don't have to be friends. You don't think on Facebook? Okay. We don't have to be friends to set up a group chat, and I can check with Fluffer and see if they're on Facebook or can just do Messenger. That'll solve that issue. That'll solve that issue. Thank you, Red. Okay, Susan. Okay, Red, thank you. WhatsApp is great. It's how you keep in touch with your family in Canada and the US. Yes, it is wonderful. It's just that it's yet one more app for the Americans to download because it's much more used at least in my experience, people don't have it. It seems to be much more utilized overseas than in America. So Facebook, we can try. Facebook, we can try. So let's look into these articles and see what I need to do with them. WhatsApp is great. The other one I have is Snapchat. WhatsApp and Snapchat. Okay, Red. You have an eye doctor appointment? That's great. Okay. Let's look at the meat of what we have to do. Write a response analyzing one or more aspects of the article itself or the speech events it discusses as situated language using concepts discussed in this or earlier chapters or using concepts you've learned in earlier linguistics courses. With respect to the first article, you might, for example, discuss the notion of microaggressions in terms of face threats or as speech acts or language choice as part of situated language. Write at least 3 healthy paragraphs of some aspect of the article. You have a lot of leeway this assignment, but there are things that aren't permissible, no ad hominem attacks. Second, your personal stance. Okay, so here we go, guys. One of these pieces is a feature article in the New York Times, while the other is a blog posting. Neither of these genres requires or includes references or citations. Thus, if you disagree with the stance one of the writers takes, your evidence can't be that the argument fails to offer references or citations. Second, your personal stance on the issues or personalities discussed should not really matter. We're not discussing personalities, but how you respond will. For example, insulting the author of the second piece is not an appropriate response. Okay. So let's read the first article that I sent the link for. You guys all get the link? At some point during my freshman year in college, I went to a church in town with a friend. When the service was over, I stood up and an elderly man who sat in the pew in front of me shook my hand. I'm not even sure I'd even gotten his name before he fired off. So I suppose you're from one of those Oriental nations, right? I was more shocked than offended. He'd meant it, I'm sure, without malice. I'd certainly heard worse before. I launched into a 2-minute spiel about where I'm really from, trying to explain what it was like to be born in Montana, raised in Malaysia, and going to college in Michigan. By the time I was done, his eyes were glazed over and I was fumbling for the door. 2 winters later, my speech has changed. Ask me some variant of, so where are you from? And I smile and shrug. Montana, I say, swatting a hand vaguely westward. They ask about national parks and mountain oysters. They tell me they've always wanted to go there but never did. Midwesterners, I've learned, are content that way. Then the conversation swivels to easier questions. What's your major? History and the classics. What are you going to do with that? Over the years, I've learned to navigate those questions of identity and purpose, but still dread them. I never answer them well, never know whether I've said too little or too much. And perhaps even more disturbingly, sometimes I can't even answer the question myself. Where am I from? I was born in Montana to Malaysian Chinese parents, which is kind of like being both Polish and Jewish. One's a nationality and one's an ethnicity. Growing up both in America and Malaysia, I've spent most of my life flip-flopping between the languages, cuisines, and cultures I call home. I'm not one or the other. I'm somewhere in between, a third culture kid. We spoke English at home, but when R-rated family gossip was involved, my parents switched to Cantonese. My mother's family spoke Hokkien and English, but when I went to a supermarket in Kuala Lumpur, we spoke Malay or Mandarin. When I'm in Michigan, I find myself sliding into a nasal dialect of American English. In Malaysia or in anger, my diction adopts a British Commonwealth tone. My goodness, that's so interesting, you guys. I can be archived under a plethora of labels: bookworm, American-born Chinese, suspected agent of the gay agenda. But labels can't convey the experience of living them all at once. It's a tension that no elevator speech or 20-page thesis could assuage. I've found that alongside my rebel's gumption for individuality stands a palpable sense of gratitude. I am who I am because a century ago, an 11-year-old leapt onto a schooner on South China and landed on British Malaysia to work the fruit orchards. I'm me because I have two sets of founding fathers who carved forth from their great continents new nations. Perhaps this explains why I'm studying history in the classics. My family members are the descendants of odysseys that have taken on near mythical proportions. Our identities are layered by many intersecting stories. Studying myth and history helps me reframe those dreaded questions about identity. It lets me converse with the distinct voices of my past and quilt together a narrative about movement in place. Where am I really from? That's a long story, but that's what history's all about. Very interesting. What do you guys think? We're going to have to look back at the chapter here in a minute, or maybe now. There's a lot of code switching going on. Situations, contexts, and domains that he's switching through. Domains of use. We read this all together, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay. So let's read the second article, and I will give you guys a warning. The second article is about Trump and his Twitter insults. But we are going to all operate like adults, and we're just going to read about the formulaic Twitter insults that Trump makes. Okay? Can we all do that? Thumbs up. I need a mouth lozenge. Hold on. I'm not sure what other kind of lozenge there is. Agreed. Thank you, Red. Kind of quiet today. Trump's formulaic Twitter insults. Trumped Up Words by Adam Hodges. I'm not sure of the date of this. Oh, this is 2017 as well. Every presidential transition also involves, thank you, Cabana Chica, also involves a change in the regime of language. This year, the juxtaposition between the outgoing and incoming regimes is especially stark. Something President Obama's evening farewell address, followed by President-elect Trump's press conference the next morning, vividly depicted. However, underlying their many obvious differences, they both employ the common rhetorical device of repetition. Obama to inspire and affirm shared values, and Trump to peddle insults peppered with gratuitous modifiers. In his address, Obama demonstrated his familiar composure, marked by the effective use of timing, repetition, and storytelling, a style well documented by Geneva Smitherman and H. Sami Alim. The next morning, Trump demonstrated his own style, marked by, as Kira Hill, Donna M. Goldstein, and Matthew Bruce Ingram point out in their analysis of his campaign's success, visual excess and hyperbole. The stacks of manila folders placed on the table next to the podium, which Trump theatrically pointed to as evidence, visible physical evidence, of his efforts to distance himself from business interests, epitomizes that visually oriented, gesturally rich style. Presidential styles personify characters from American life. If George W. Bush was the cowboy and Barack Obama the professor, then it seems Donald J. Trump will be the schoolyard bully, or, to be slightly more generous, the American snake oil salesman. I'm not sure that's more generous. Out goes the orator-in-chief, and in comes the entertainer-in-chief. Yet, as anthropologists like Hall, Goldstein, and Ingram implore us to consider, merely studying the economical, sociological, and psychological dimensions of Trump's appeal while ignoring the discursive elements of this new language regime will yield an incomplete understanding of what makes Trump's spectacular show so compelling, regardless of whether it's seen as pleasing or offensive. On the surface, and let's be honest, from the perspective of the intellectual elite that serves as the foil to Trump's populism, the two styles seem to have little in common. Intellectuals love Obama in large part because he talks and acts like one of us. He is a law professor who provides carefully considered statements marked by coherence, cohesion, and nuance. He embodies the rhetorical style taught in every first-year college writing class. In contrast, Trump is that first-year student who can't seem to provide a coherent answer to the essay prompt. Yet, both draw on the common rhetorical device of repetition within and across speech events, even as they implement this device in different ways and to different ends. Obama excels at this, as evidenced by the inspirational "Yes, we can" slogan used throughout this campaign and revisited in his farewell address. Trump also excels in his command of this rhetorical device, as evidenced by his use of repetition in his large corpus of derogatory tweets. The Times reported that it had found that 1 in every 8 tweets was a personal insult of some kind. That sounds about right. A few weeks before the November election, the New York Times published a complete list of the 282 people, places, and things. Hi, you guys want to see a puppy? I think it's time for a puppy break. There he is. There he is. Yeah, there he is. Look at my face. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that puppy break. Look at that puppy break. Are you getting the loves? Are you getting the loves? Huh? Look at you, standing up tall. Yes, that's a good boy. Mm-hmm. That's a good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. Mm-hmm. Such a good boy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, stop. No licking. No licking. Yeah, there's a puppy. There's a puppy. Everybody wants to see the puppy. And you get scritches, and that's good. Yes. Okay. No, no, no licking my face. Okay. You ready? Lay down. Are we good? Okay, lay down. Is that laying down? Okay. Good boy. Yet both draw on the common rhetorical device of repetition within and across speech events, even as they implement this device in different ways and to different ends. Obama excels at this, as evidenced by the inspirational Yes We Can slogan used throughout his campaign and revisited in his farewell address. Dog hair in my face. Trump also excelled at his command of this rhetorical device, as evidenced by his use of repetitions in his large corpus of derogatory tweets. The Times reported that it had found that 1 in every 8 tweets was a personal insult of some kind. A few weeks before the November election, the New York Times published a complete list of the 282 people, places, and things Donald Trump has insulted on Twitter. Of course, it didn't take long for the list to turn incomplete. The list was last updated on December 6th to include the 289 people, places, and things Donald Trump has insulted. The Times actually began tabulating the insults in January 2016 after culling through and categorizing over 4,000 tweets Trump made since he launched his presidential bid in June 2015. When the project first launched, the Times reported it had found that 1 in every 8 tweets was a personal insult of some kind. As of the last update, the list contained 2,268 discrete quotes. These tweets provide insight into the new regime of language in the White House. Insults by their very nature accord with the schoolyard bully persona, but these tweets also epitomize the rhetorical moves of the snake oil salesman, the language of advertising at its slimiest. Trump summarizes these moves through the words of his ghostwriter in his book, The Art of the Deal. I play to people's fantasies. People want to believe that something is the biggest and the greatest and the most spectacular. I call it truthful hyperbole. It's an innocent form of exaggeration, and it's a very effective form of promotion. Indeed, the list of Trump's tweets compiled by the Times is rife with hyperbole and exaggeration. He achieves this through the use of repetition of gratuitous modifiers and intensifiers. Here's the formula. Start with a set of nouns. Trump's favorites include clown, disaster, dope, dummy, joke, liar. Next, layer on the hyperbola and exaggeration by adding a needless modifier. Notably, adjectives far outnumber nouns in the list. Contrary to William Strunk's advice to writers about using adjectives sparingly, snake oil salesmen must pile on the modifiers to punctuate the emotional appeal. Trump's preferred adjectives range from absolute to zero. Okay, here we go, guys. They're really doing this. In between are bad, based, boring, corrupt, crazy, crooked, disgraceful, disgusting, dumb, failed, incapable, incompetent, ineffective, and of course, sad, stupid, terrible, and weak. The perspective on language inspired by Michael Bakhtin in the dialogic imagination underscores the compulsion to repeat that underlies all language use. Underscores the compulsion to repeat that underlies all. The perspective on language inspired by Mikhail Bakhtin in the dialogic imagination underscores the compulsion to repeat that underlies all of language use. Instead of linguistic creativity yielding unbridled variation, we typically make use of limited variations on a common theme. Trump's tweets excel at this variation on a theme approach. Take, for example, one of his frequently used nouns, disaster. Variation occurs around this theme through use of modifiers to produce insults such as a complete disaster, a total disaster, a horrible disaster, a foreign policy disaster, a formula for disaster. You get the point. The final step is to sprinkle intensifiers, semantically vacuous adverbs, over the message to enhance its emotional impact. Trump's most often tweeted intensifiers are, in order of popularity, very, totally, so, really. He also likes 100% as an intensifier, as in 100% fabricated, 100% made up, 100% owned by her donors, 100% controlled, with all caps used to amplify the volume of the message. Using this formula, we might anticipate a Trumpian retort to this column in 140 characters, based on 100% biased and 100% irrelevant, has zero credibility, written by a failing dopey writer, knows nothing, what a clown, don't read trumped up words. Interesting. Interesting. What are more analyzing? What are more aspects of the article itself? Okay, so what did we talk about in the article? Hi, new people. How are you? We didn't see you come in. We'd love to have you chat with us. We are friendly here. We are studying codes and choices and what did we talk about first? Let me see here. Let me make a quick outline of this damn thing. One of these days I need a bigger desk, y'all. Look at what I found in my purse. Look at that. We'll save that for later. Okay. Varieties, codes, and T-O-I-R-E-S. Repertoire is not the easiest word there is on the planet. Wow, there's 5 of you here? Is that better? I love study time too with you guys. I just wanted to make sure people weren't wandering in and thinking, what is this weird stuff? Diglossia. I'm glad you love it, Red. Okay. Diglossia, diglossia, diglossia. A lot on diglossia. In the wrong chapter. But I may as well finish. Okay. That was relatively easy. Let's see if we can do that for chapter 6. How much do we have? Okay. It'd be nice if there was some background music, huh, guys? There's the sun again, y'all. Lisa, is it still raining in Tigard? So many decades ago that you've been in school that I do not know, that I do not what I can add to help in your assignment. I will review again after I'm done making this quick little outline. I will review again what the assignment says I'm supposed to do with those two articles. She wants me to use a bunch of words. Okay. Cabana Chica, did you hear this really interesting section on the case of slang in Rio that we were talking about? It was really interesting. Interesting. So, where's the paper? Yeah, I figured that was supposed to be in there. It's an interesting bit on the perception of slang in the favelas in Brazil. I found it quite interesting and wished that I had had some more southerly folks in the chat, especially Paolo and maybe you, when I was reading it. I can review it again here in a moment because I think it's appropriate. Write a response to one of the two articles and analyzing one or more aspects of the article itself or the speech events it discusses as situated language, using concepts discussed in this or earlier characters, or using concepts you've learned in earlier linguistics courses. 3 healthy articles about some aspect of the article. 3 healthy paragraphs, rather, about some aspect of the article. And do not make ad hominem attacks. Okay. So, I need to look at these other things first. Situations, context, and domains. The situation is the social occasion within which the speech occurs. The Times article is more interesting. Yeah, I think it is more interesting. I think there's more meat in it, actually. It talks about time passing. It's interesting. We've gone from questioning where he's from to questioning his major. Over the years, I've learned to navigate the questions of identity and purpose, but still dread them. I never answer them well, never know whether I've said too little or too much. And perhaps even more disturbingly, sometimes I can't even answer the question myself. Where am I from? I was born in Montana to Malaysian Chinese parents, which is kind of like being both Polish and Jewish. One's a nationality and one's an ethnicity. Growing up both in America and Malaysia, I've spent most of life, flip-flopping between the languages, cuisines, and cultures I call home. I'm not one or the other, I'm somewhere in between, a third culture kid. Interestingly, he doesn't say what languages he speaks. What does he mean here about quilting together a narrative about movement in place? Studying myth and history helps me reframe those dreaded questions about identity. It lets me converse with the distinct voices of my past and quilt together a narrative about movement in place. Do you guys know what he means by movement in place? And why he wants studying myth and history helps me reframe those dreaded questions about identity. It lets me converse with the distinct voices of my past and quilt together a narrative about movement in place. It lets me converse with the distinct voices of my past, studying myth and history, and quilt together a narrative about movement in place. What does it mean, movement in place? Hmm? What's that? You guys got anything about what that means, movement in place? That's interesting. We have to fix that. Why did we go like that? I'll be right back, y'all. How he's craft a narrative about how he's changed or evolved. Thank you. It helps him craft a narrative about how he's changed and evolved. Thank you, Susan. Movement in place, how he's changed or evolved. Hey, Mind Candy, how are you? You are right on time. As Liz Ferris says, you get here exactly when you need her. His understanding of his past and his present allows him to better explain the diversity of his life. Yeah, I like that too. I like that too, Cabana Chica. Thank you. How he has changed and evolved. Understanding. It helps me to write things down. It makes me take more time with the words. I can't tell you how much I want a computer that allows me to have multiple screens. Doing this on my iPad, I mean, it's functional, y'all. But the problem is, I can only have one screen and I can't share my screen. We read 2 articles, Mind Candy. One I put the link in for, but I'll put it in again. Hold on. We read this one. And oh, for crimini's sake now. I'll be right back again, y'all. Sunrise Dawn, it's so good to see you. Here we go. Now I've got it. Mind Candy, Sunrise Dawn, that is one of the 2 articles that we are working on. Sunrise Dawn, I am glad you were here. I'm sorry, Carrie. I'm sorry the reception on the train is patchy, but it sure is good to see you. Doesn't red look nice and blue? So we read that article and a blog article, and I need to write a response to one of the articles analyzing one or more aspects of the article itself or the speech events it discusses using situated language, using concepts discussed in this or earlier chapters of learning or earlier linguistics courses. So, with a warning that I don't get to start ad hominem attacks with the Trump article. Carrie and Sunrise Dawn, I will reread the Trump article if you all want. I don't have a link for, oh, maybe I do have a link for it. Hold on. I do have a link. Maybe. It is about the language. Here's the Trump one. I do have the links, y'all. Sorry. Okay, so first off, what are we talking about? We are talking about me not having a big enough desk. Where'd I lose? Oh, it's in my book. Okay. Situations, contexts, and domains. The social occasion within which the speech. Hello, Robert. How are you? The social occasion within which the speech occurs. So, I got to write about this article. Oh, I'm so disorganized today, you guys. I am all over the place. So let's go back and review the chapter a little bit. Talking about situated language. Language does not occur in a vacuum. It is situated and contextualized. A full year early. She loves going to the dentist? That's so great that she loves going to the dentist, Sunrise Dawn. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Thanks, Mind Candy. Language does not occur in a vacuum. Let me take a deep breath for a moment. Robert, man, you and your are you making it yourself, or is this leftovers your sister left you? My vape is dead. Hold on, let's not all let all the books fall. You are making it. You and your sister are very, very, very talented cooks, Robert. I'm so impressed. It's very impressive. Do you have fresh basil, Robert? Pardon me. Aw, that's so sweet, Sunrise Dawn. That's so sweet. She's excited. You're a better cook, but don't tell her. You're in your 40s and still scared of the dentist? I'm in my 50s and scared of the dentist. I'm awful. Used fresh spinach and pecans. Nice. Nice. Sissy has a baby in her belly. Yes. It's so exciting, and she'll get to watch her sister's belly grow. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. Well, it was supposed to rain all afternoon, so I didn't go downtown. 3 o'clock was supposed to be the lightning and thunder part of the day. I thought about going this afternoon, but it was supposed to be raining. And it is now sunny and blue skies outside. Cabana Chica, when I was a little girl, my mom, until I was about 10, I went to an old school dentist. I had never had anesthesia for any filling, no Novocaine, nothing for it. You had a horrible experience at the dentist? I'm glad it's not the same for her too, Sunrise Dawn. I'm sorry you did. I'm sorry you did. I've never necessarily had a bad experience. I just have more anxiety than any one person should manufacture. There you go. It's manufactured. Tomorrow's the 1st of May, right? It is it's like a 3-paragraph. Okay, Red. It's a smaller project, like a discussion board, Carrie. The project is to read the 2 articles and then write a response to one of the articles above, analyzing. Yes, Carrie, I got that. Your childhood dentist is still. Thank you, Red. My childhood dentist is still around and came up as a suggested provider for my oldest when she was little on her insurance. You said, but not just no, but hell no, and skipped right over him. Good. Sunrise Dawn, can you email me your Facebook? Are we friends on Facebook? Can you email me your Facebook name so I can set up a Facebook chat for all of us. I had a long chat with Ellie this morning, and she kind of kicked my butt into the realization that I've actually got almost 1,000 subscribers, and so I really should have some more moderators and work on making sure. Yes, Carrie. Making sure that we can be in contact. You just got contacts, Red? I love my contacts. I love my contacts. I don't know what I would do without them. Regular mini tasks and you're done. Yeah. So I had to read both of these articles and I gave you the link to both of them, Carrie. And then I had to write a response to one of the articles above, analyzing one or more aspects of the article itself or the speech event it discusses as situated language, using concepts discussed in this or earlier chapters, or using concepts you've learned in earlier linguistics courses. With respect to the first article, you might, for example, discuss the notion of a microaggressions in terms of face threats or as speech acts or language choice as part of a situated language. Write at least 3 healthy paragraphs about some aspect or aspects of the article. No ad hominem attacks against the writer. Personal stance on the issues or personality should not really matter. The word quilt is interesting because they are originally stitched together from old clothes and so are full of memories and history. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So this chapter is on situated language. And thank you, Sunrise Dawn. Finding myself through my college major. I want to make sure I don't worry about it so much when we're doing a study stream or I'm at home, but I need to make sure that all of y'all can contact each other. And can contact me, but mostly contact each other to see what's going on. Cabana Chica, where did you see the word quilt? Was that in the New York Times article? Yes, converse with the distinct voices of my past and quilt together a narrative about movement and place. The word quilt is interesting because they were originally stitched together from old clothes and so are full of memories. You guys in 3 chats together? How many mods do you guys think we need for 1,000 members? Because we're almost there. 2 right now at the same time. You guys are hilarious. Seems like a lot of people are live in LA right now. Yes, Mind Candy. Do you need subscribers? Do you need subscribers, Mind Candy? You have 2 now. Were you able to go live before 50 subs? That's so cool, Sunrise Dawn. I got to 50 subs and YouTube wouldn't allow me to go live, but I could go live via StreamYard. I know there's not many of us in here, but go hit Mind Candy. Yeah, we were on the same page, Sunrise Dawn. Go hit Mind Candy's channel and sub up. We will get you to 50 channels before you know it. No oops. No oops. I just didn't tell you what I was doing. Okay, I have no idea how to answer this question, you guys. Thank you, Robert. In a few weeks, you should be more than good to go, Mind Candy. More than good to go. Where's the nearest org to you? Okay, who wrote this opinion piece? In Joshua Cam. Duh. Sorry, Mind Candy. It's my brain fog. I am sorry. I knew that. You're going to come down with us. You guys, this is the hardest part of live streaming, is keeping everybody straight. It's hard. I will get better on it. Starting with the context for the speech and how context shapes language, and then 1 paragraph starting with the context for the speech and how context shapes language, and then 2 on your chosen examples of language to analyze. Yeah, I was going to start with, yes, Mind Candy, your knee needs to get stronger, but starting now for your subs is a great way to do it. Reese and Tommy were just out at the Phoenix Org. As usual, it's a big, beautiful, empty building. It sure is. I hope that, I don't know, did anybody see if Heather in the library was able to meet up with Reese while they were there? I don't even know if Heather in the library watches Reese. So now I've already forgotten this poor boy's name, Joshua Cam. And Joshua Cam's, today is Davy's birthday. I did not know that. Happy birthday to him. Another year older. It's just nice if she would have gotten a chance. In Joshua Cam's article, he discusses he's only 9 years older than me. Apparently, that's what they do, isn't it? They have to chip in for parents. Sorry, guys, I'm fighting with the be right back, guys. It's just a really informal writing assignment. In fact, I can skip too, so I'm so tempted today to skip this one. The daily journal assignments, these daily journal assignments are worth 30% of my grade. You will receive grades of excellent, good, you can do better, or incomplete. Okay, so there isn't really a rubric. I just need to write 3 full paragraphs using the stuff. It's just a writing prompt. Oh, Sunrise Dawn, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is it better now? Of course, Susan. Absolutely. You don't need to ask. You hear me now? Good. Yeah, it told me that it muted me all of a sudden. Probably because I went away and disappeared for a second. Running this on the iPad has its issues. That's for absolutely certain. That light's a little better, huh? Okay. And now that's fixed. Cabana, you have 5 dogs? My goodness gracious. Mandy, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. That's no fun at all. You cannot turn my back on a dog in need, and we have the means. We may have found a home for our most recent addition. That's great, Cabana Chica. Yo, Mandy, it's good to see you, girl. The neighbors dared to walk past our house. Jasper took offense to that. Sorry about that, Mandy. I shouldn't have said it that way. You're supposed to sing this week, Mandy? Oh no. When this week? And how's Liz doing? Well, let's cross our fingers that if you give your voice rest from now to Friday, you'll be better, right? That's the plan, I hope. I have heard there is something that's going around that is taking people's voices. This is not the first time I've heard someone who's told me their voice is just gone with whatever it is that's going around. I hope so too, Mandy. I hope so too. When the horse and buggies go past your place, the dogs set up a racket to wake the dead. Yes, how dare they? Orion gives that racket even when it's just my husband walking through the house. Okay, I'm stealing some of your idea, Cubana Chica. So what I've got for a start is that Joshua Kim's article, he discusses the need for himself to converse with the distinct voices of my past and quilt together a narrative about movement in place. This wording is interesting because it infers bringing together portions of old clothes and memories and piecing them together to form a new, useful, and beautiful object. Thank you, Chica. I really appreciate it. So now what else am I going to say about that? Let's see about social contexts and domains. Ethnography. Ethnographic. I'm back. Paulo, there is a whole chapter about Brazil that I wanted you to hear. A whole chapter about I thought of you. I wished you were here. It's a chapter about, not a chapter. It is hola minha querido. I'm glad you're well. It is a discussion, Paulo, of the case of slang in the favelas of Rio. Let me look for a second. I don't know why it sometimes turns me that way, guys. Is it going to turn me back around? I'll be right back, y'all. Carrie, we'll see you later. I'm working on the watch hours. You're so sweet. Paolo, you say the sweetest things. Let me translate that for a minute. I'm very happy to hang out with you too. My watch hours are at almost 2,300. So I've got about 700 to go. Yesterday, yesterday gave me something like 30 watch hours. I need 3,000 to get to the first level of 3,000 to get to the first level where I'll get super chats and memberships and super chats, memberships, and merch is the first level. 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. Thank you, Cabana Chica. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So we are at it says 2200, but yesterday it said 2250. So now it says 2220. Red, you're so sweet. You want to see Slipknot, Mandy? I don't know. I do not have an ear for metal, Mandy. I wish I had an ear for more music like that, but I just don't have an ear for music like that. It's soothing to you? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. I don't understand the concept. You listen to a lot of metal growing up. That would do it. That would do it. That would make it comforting. Okay, guys, I'm typing. You love the technicality of it. Metal players are insanely talented. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe sometime when we're together, Mandy, we can listen to some that you think is particularly good, because I really do like listening to technicality of music like that, and it's never occurred to me it's never occurred to me that metal is highly technical. You guys ready for another puppy break? Come here. No, you want down. I put everything away and you want down. Okay, good. Maybe that's the one she needs, Mandy. Kitty? That's so cool. If you want to send me a track, I will listen to it, Mandy. I can't promise I'll love it, but I will try. I will try. I'm sure it's a challenge you're happy to take on, Mandy. My heart's with Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, the Eagles, Elton John, Motown. How's Cheryl's watch hours, sunrise, dawn? It is coming along. I am gaining, on average, 100 hours a week. Or a little more than that, depending. Sometimes it's 200 hours a week, so it really shouldn't take long. I love old country classics, and I could listen to Emmylou Harris, Alison Krauss, and Dolly Parton sing forever and ever. I'm not sure which one of them has the best voice, but the three of them together, not that we ever get to hear the three of them together, but wouldn't that be amazing? Just know she was short of what she needed. Yeah. Metal helped burn out your anger. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think that's part of the reason I don't like it is it feels so angry. That it's very, very jarring for me. Dolly Parton got married in your hometown. That's so cool, Sunrise Dawn. That's cool. You grew up in the hippie area? Really, Chica? I didn't think you were that old. Are you old? Are you a boomer? I would have taken you for a Gen Xer. My daddy loved Dolly and bluegrass, and my mom loved Motown and Elvis. Really, Cubana Chica, you sure did grow up in the hippie area. I would have guessed you were closer to my age. I'm only a little bit younger. I'm an elder Gen X. Some jazz is like that and gives you anxiety. Exactly, Mandy. Exactly, it gives me anxiety. It puts me way on edge and I can't listen to it. Happy birthday in May, Cubana Chica. Ringgold, Georgia. And a couple of years ago, they put up a huge mural of Dolly on one of the main buildings downtown. Very cool. You mostly love punk, metal, Riot Girl. I hung out with the punk kids. But I couldn't get into the hardcore stuff ever. It just, the closest I ever got was the Violent Femmes. Because I was raised on that soft sounding stuff. When your favorites are Dolly Parton and true Taurus, stubborn if they can. Thank you, Sunrise Dawn. I'd love to see it. Dolly is an icon. She's literally the best. Okay. Other than Smashing Pumpkins. 50 was a good age. 50 was good. 55 is kind of sucking, but maybe we can turn it around. We shall see. We shall see. Actually, I think I'm 56 now. I just got it. Can I show it? Red, if you sent me an email, I didn't get it. Wow, check this out, you guys. Can you guys see that? That's amazing. I loved how they framed her head between the windows. Really lovely, Sunrise Dawn. Thank you for sending that to me. You guys want to see something my mom sent me? I was just talking about this the other day. That is a picture of me when I was 17. And the other is a picture of Molly Ringwald. People used to say we looked just like each other. That's me at 17. That's an old, old picture. I still have that scarf, actually. Okay, so you like that, Sunrise Dawn? A lot of Merles and John Lennon in Cuba. That's interesting, Chica. Why have they glommed on to John Lennon? Thank you, Sunrise Dawn. I thought I was so ugly. I had a terrible, terrible body dysmorphia, and I didn't recognize it for what it was. Oh, Fidel was a huge fan of his music.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Minnie. Minnie decided, oh, that's so cute. How do I do that? It's 4. You guys see this? It won't stay on if I show you the other way. How do I show you? My Minnie Mouse face? And can you hear her?
It's 4:00.
Yep, ginger coloring, strong bone structure. Tinker Mom, I'm sure you're beautiful. You look beautiful from your picture. That ginger coloring, boy, oh boy, I was ashamed of it. I always wanted a red-haired child too. My children are all not redheaded. And my hair nope, that's natural color. That was my natural color when I was that age. Do you guys believe that? That was my natural hair color. I would give anything for that hair. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. And I thought it was ugly. Ugly. Worst. I don't know where my brain was, what I was thinking. I had a good sense of style. I was cute. I was buxom. I was fun. And I was scared to death most of the time. No, I do know what it was. It was the kidnapping. It was all the effects of the trauma. That's what it was. Okay, something came out. That's good. So the participants in this, let's see, what's the setting? So Joshua Cam's article gives us a rich description of the microaggressions he encounters and has encountered, relating both to his identity and his chosen course of study. He has encountered. I don't need to say both. You were bullied for your appearance. No matter how things have changed or not changed, the trauma remains. We all have to own and believe in our own inner beauty. Wish I had known that decades ago. Amen, Tinker Mom. Sunrise Dawn, I was, funnily enough, I was telling the story yesterday just before the room raid hit. So we had to change tone in an all-fired hurry. I was 6 years old and neighbor kids didn't like my family. And so these girls were about 16, and my brother, who was 2, and a family friend and I were out in the playground playing, and the girls took us. They plied us with promises of treats and took us on a walk for about 3 hours, and then took us down to the bottom of an exterior basement access egress door, and told us to stay there. And then I told the boys that we had to go out, and they were terrified because we'd been told to stay there, but I made them come with me, and I walked us the several, I don't know, half mile home. So the cops were called, but they wouldn't even take a report. This was in like 1974. Just like 1974, so they didn't take reports for shit like that. And that was that. I never, for years, it was just a thing that happened. The trauma that I had gone through and the effects that had on me, I never considered. So yeah, they wouldn't take a report. We were living in the projects, and I was home and wasn't harmed. I mean, yeah, kids remember in the 70s, this kind of shit happened all the time. And that's part of the reason Adam's law came into effect, is there was no big way of making things happen. The cops were like, whatever, she's home now. They wouldn't arrest the girls, nothing. It does ring true of the time and the way kids just roamed around with no supervision in the 70s. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was out on the playground with two 2-year-olds by ourselves. And certainly my mom didn't expect anything that happened, and she was 26 and it was the way things were at the time. So I really can't fault her or my father. They were 26 and 30. They were so freaking young. And I just can't imagine how terrifying it must have been for them. Just terrifying. I had a situation with my youngest. We were home and somehow the front door had come ajar. I was on the phone and not paying attention, and my youngest walked away from me, and I thought she had gone upstairs. You meant the other kids? Yeah. Yes, Robert. Kids, well, and these kids particularly, these teenagers particularly, had no supervision. We only came home for meals. Exactly, Cubana Chica. We only came home for meals. And nothing, I mean, it wasn't like I couldn't go out again after that happened. Outside safe alone. Exactly. Exactly. Um, so I thought my daughter had gone upstairs to see my husband, her father. And next thing I know, somebody was knocking on the door, bringing me back my daughter because she had wandered out after the dog. Terrifying. That was terrifying. I didn't realize she was gone, but it terrified me nonetheless. Oh my goodness gracious, it was terrifying. I don't know. I mean, I thought she'd gone upstairs. I had no idea that she would run out after the dog and that the door was ajar. And so I can't even imagine what it was like for my mom for 2 hours or however long it was to not know where any of us were. Must have been incredibly terrifying. You sent me a pic of a young you, Sunrise Dawn? Look at you. So pretty. Can I show it? Look at this picture, you guys. Oh, Sunrise Dawn, you look like a Sunrise Dawn. Oh my goodness, you guys. I had no idea we were over 2 hours. We should start the Minnesota goodbyes. Here's a first Minnesota goodbye. Look at that. Look at that little girl. Oh my goodness gracious. Isn't she beautiful? Let's get the reflection of the screen out. I can't. I can't. It's just going to be there. Look at her. Oh my goodness, Sunrise Dawn. So pretty. I love the hair. I love the hair so much. Okay, guys. Let's see what I've got so far. Joshua Cam's article gives us a rich description of the microaggressions he has encountered relating both to his identity and his chosen course of study. He describes the experience of feeling caught between cultures and how he works to grow and learn. Tinker Mom, have a wonderful cult-free day as well. Just keep in mind, this is a Midwest goodbye, so it could take 20 minutes. The situation are that of a college student's editorial in the New York Times. The participants are the author himself, the Times. Should I show this one too, Sunrise Dawn? I love Shelley. You got it, Tinker Mom? It is a Minnesota goodbye. Keep that in mind. I love Shelley. She is so beautiful. Okay, Mandy, can I show them? There she is, Sunrise Dawn, and Shelley. Shelley is beautiful. I've never seen coloring on a cat like that before, Sunrise Dawn. Thanks, Mandy. She looks like she's a sweetie. Look at that. Tiny Mandy. Look at you. Such a cutie. Look at that. A dilute tortie. Okay. I take it that's really uncommon, right, Sunrise Dawn? Look at that Mandy. Look at that Mandy. Let's see. I'm looking for a picture of my kids when they were younger. Isn't she cute? You were always listening to music, Manny? Your parents would send us to the car to head home and then stand on your grandparents' porch for 30 minutes talking. We could have finished watching the Disney movie. Exactly, Cubana Chica. Exactly that. Sent him to the car and spent 30 minutes talking. Yes, exactly that. Here's one of me and my mom, you guys. I don't know when my mom got so short. Dilute torties aren't extremely common, but not extremely rare. That's me and my mom. I don't know why I was so tall there. I feel really tall. My mom's not that short. Sent me another one. Hasn't come yet. Google's taking its time. I've only got the one, Mandy. Oh, here it is. Look at you, girl. Drop dead gorgeous. Look at her. So beautiful. Love that red hair. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Maybe I should look in. There it is. That is a picture of all my littles when they were little. Okay, guys. Here's a good one of me. Never mind. It's enough pictures. Aren't they adorable? I had adorable children. Everybody's children are adorable. And the children's pictures are adorable, you guys. Thank you for sending those. I love them. I love them. Okay, y'all. It is now 4:00. I have a paragraph out of 3 written in 2 hours, which is good. I've got a definite start. I need to sit down and scan this chapter again so I can use all the words she wants more effectively. She wants me to try out using the damn language, and I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I can do this though, right, guys? This is not that hard. I'm getting worked up over nothing. She does look like a young Madonna. Exactly. I see that completely. Be right back, y'all. My browser doesn't always play well with StreamYard. It makes things slightly complicated. Slightly complicated. So, what all happened? Thank you, Lexi. I really appreciate that. I need the encouragement sometimes. It just feels like the longest, most difficult slog. But I was really excited when I talked to my professor yesterday, and she thinks, which episode, Mandy? She thinks that there will be ways somehow to use the Scientology stuff as my sociology paper for the quarter. So that's really exciting as well. That's really exciting as well. We'll see if I can describe this in an ethnography way. It makes my brain hurt, y'all. It makes my brain hurt. It is good news. Except now I have to figure out something to use as data and what I'm going to do an ethnography about, because I have to have examples. And my brain is not wanting to function. The brain fog is real. So I should let you guys go. I know this was a short Minnesota goodbye, but we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is way over what we should be at. We're not going for 420. We'll be happy with 220. Oh, now that I said my third Minnesota goodbye, guys, I need your ideas for emojis for when we get to the to super chats. When we get to memberships, I can have emojis. So I need to know what kind of emojis we can have. I thought we could get a little wheelchair emoji. And I thought also that we could get See, I said it too soon. It's a Minnesota goodbye. And we could get a wheelchair emoji. What are the ideas? Where did they go? I wrote down ideas. A Midwestern goodbye emoji. Oh, a writing quill? You think so, Cubana Chica? So a wheelchair emoji, a Midwestern goodbye emoji, a quill emoji. Okay. Where's my pen? A quill, a pretty in pink emoji. I like that. Pretty in pink. A quill. Okay, that's 5. If you guys have any more ideas. Hey, Dawn. We were just closing up, but I had one final question to talk about. And Dawn, you made me think of another. Guys, would it be better if I came on at a regular time, like 4 o'clock every day when I'm not protesting? Would that be, I can't be on at 4 o'clock every day, but I could be on at 4:30 on Mondays. Would that be easier? Because I think being all over the map is not the best, but you guys let me know. Dawn, what I was telling everybody is I'm so close to getting monetized, and once I'm monetized, I need emojis. So if you have any ideas for an emoji for me, let me know. The ideas we have so far are an emoji of a wheelchair, an emoji, thank you, Cabana Chica, an emoji of a Midwestern goodbye, a 420 emoji, a pretty in pink emoji, and a quill emoji, which are all excellent ideas, although I never would have gone for the quill. But if you guys say so, then I will not argue the point. I'm excited to offer memberships and let you guys have all the emojis if you want them. I think it'll be a fun thing. And there won't be anything for members that isn't still available in some manner, shape, or form. Yes, exactly. No pun intended, exactly. The quill makes you think of language, you're just saying. Exactly. I think that's true. It's the best way to represent that. Even though writing is like my kryptonite. I hate the writing, guys. I hate the writing. But once I get going, it happens. Okay, so thank you for the emoji, and the quill could be used as a weapon. Indeed. The soft-spoken quill girl in the wheelchair has a weapon. I am packing a weapon. Indeed. My phone is a weapon. My quill is a weapon. There you go. Okay, guys. 4.5 hours, I think, is more than enough. Thank you all for hanging with me. You can watch from work most days? Okay, Dawn. It's nice you can watch from work. It's nice you can watch from work. I can usually listen from work. Love you too, Dawn. Goodbye, Cabana Chica. See you guys all later. Take care. You guys, you're tucked away in a storage shed, Dawn. You guys, I'm hilarious. Leaving Lisa. You got just in time for the goodbye. Happy to everybody. I left the stream without ending the stream, so I need to remember to end the stream, not leave the stream. Lisa, good to see you. Hope to see you next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.